Welcome back. In this section, we will talk about the product prioritization process using scorecard methodology. The earlier section, we have focused on identifying product objectives and later identifying right customer value, which, when delivered, can help the product accomplish its objectives. Finally, we have identified product attributes that can tangibly measure the ability of each feature to deliver the chosen customer value. The starting point for a prioritization process is to pull out all the features that should be prioritized for the current release. Later, measure each feature against 5 product attributes that we listed out in the earlier slide on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 indicates that the feature has a high impact on the corresponding attribute. Best way to start objectively measuring each feature is through a brainstorming session. Why a brainstorming session? First, multiple product managers manage most enterprise products, and therefore, it is not pragmatic for a single product manager to quantify the value of each feature. Second, brainstorming will avoid unduly importance given to the opinion of highest paid person. Very often, senior executives and someone from senior management team often hijack the product roadmap by bringing their irrational opinions. Brainstorming process can avoid such unfavorable situation. Third, brainstorming with multiple stakeholders spreading beyond the PM team can add pluralism of thoughts, ensuring fair evaluation of each feature. Finally, brainstorming establishes transparent guidelines to the prioritization process, and every stakeholder will have a firm view of the customer value delivered by each feature prioritized in the upcoming release. However, for ensuring the efficacy of the brainstorming process, we should always follow certain guidelines. First, ensure all stakeholders have a unified view of product purpose, objectives, and strategy. Second, discuss, debate, and argue among all the participants on the ability of each requirement to deliver customer value. Consensus without enough debates and argument is never good. Third, all participants should challenge viewpoints of others and be ready to be challenged. Fourth, engage in constructive dialogue and aim for collective good instead of individual wins. Finally, the brainstorming should be led by a product manager responsible for the upcoming release. Brainstorming session should happen among all the product managers, but other stakeholders from sales and engineering team can be invited on a need basis. Irrespectively, it is always essential to get the engineering team involved early in the prioritization process. Do not just throw the prioritized list at the engineering team. Involve them during the process of prioritizing requirements to provide a big picture view of what is the motivation behind the release. What are the customer values and product objectives that the release is intending to deliver? The fundamental idea is to provide them with the overall direction of the product and how the ongoing release will push the product in that planned direction. It is essential to instill a sense of ownership with the engineering team to deliver the right product and not just deliver it right. Do not treat engineering team as someone who is just obliged to deliver what you are requesting. Treat them as your partners and make them aware of the overall prioritization process. The outcome of the brainstorming session is the quantification of all the features against the chosen attributes. In the earlier section, I've spoken about assigning weights to each attribute. Compute the total value delivered by each feature using weights as shown on the screen. Higher the value indicates the ability of the feature to deliver the right customer value. But value alone cannot be a determining factor for prioritizing the requirement. We must consider the cost of developing the feature as well. Certain feature delivers value at a higher cost, while some other features delivers marginally less value but with a very low cost. In such a scenario, which feature would you prioritize? It is therefore essential to calculate the absolute value. But as a first step, let us calculate the cost. The most simpler way to measure cost is to calculate man-weeks of effort required to develop each feature. I've just gone a step ahead to convert them into percentage values in the range of 1 to 100. Pick a feature that consumes most man-weeks and tag the cost of the feature as 100. Measure the cost of remaining features proportionally. Assuming feature 3 consumes most man weeks of 15 weeks among all the features and man weeks of feature 2 is 6, then the cost of the feature 2 is measured using ratios as shown in the slide. And the cost obtained is 40. Accruing technical debt is a common practice in software development. Engineers often engage in implementing quick fixes to deliver immediate customer value. Such quick fixes, though beneficial in the short run, will slowly accumulate technical debt and eventually make things worse. While prioritizing features, always consider technical debt as a cost while performing cost versus benefit analysis to rationalize the accumulation of technical debt. Accumulate technical debt only if there is no other choice, but do have plans to eliminate it quickly. Otherwise, if you start accumulating technical debt, you will eventually realize that change becomes impossible and such scenario hampers the quality of the product. Ideally, determine a tolerance level for accumulating technical debt and never exceed it at any cost. After calculating both the cost and the value of every feature that is fighting to get a slot in the upcoming release, plot a graph as shown to categorize features into 4 categories: highly likely, most likely, less likely, and no. Features in highly likely will get a slot in the upcoming release, while features in no quadrant are strict no. It is a no-brainer. There is no value in delivering features that are high on effort and low on delivering customer value. Features in most likely quadrant, deliver them only if they are sustainable delighters or differentiators. That is, evaluate if those features can delight customers or can be a true differentiator for a sustained duration. Features in less likely quadrant, deliver them only if they are considered as basic features. That is, the features that customers expect to be available in the product by default. Nevertheless, most product managers adopt stack ranking and pick the top ranked features to deliver in each release. To stack rank the features, measure the absolute cost. Absolute value is the ratio of cost to total value. After stack ranking the features, certain elements are as expected. All the features in highly likely category is ranked at the top, and features in no category is ranked at the bottom. However, features in less likely is ranked above most likely feature. For example, feature F4 in less likely category is ranked above feature F1 in most likely category. Features in those categories cannot be prioritized based on absolute value alone. As I had indicated earlier, those features should be evaluated further to understand whether features in most likely category can be a sustainable delighter or differentiator. And features in less likely category are the most basic features that customers expect. For those reasons, I recommend stack ranking to be used only as a reference. This gives rise to our next topic to talk about. What is the right prioritization methodology? Thank you.